Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to talk about something that's been tearing relationships, friendships, and just families in general since the 5th November 2024. I'm talking about the day of the elections. A lot of friendships, people who've been inseparable for years suddenly are cutting ties over political differences. Parents and children disowning each other because of opposing beliefs. Marriages ending, yes, like actual marriages. And people are posting, making videos about that. They're falling apart because people just couldn't find a middle ground, I must say. I believe there's so much we can learn from each other by watching this video, but only if we take time to listen. So before we dive into this, I want you to watch these clips, like really watch them, okay? And I want you to leave your thoughts, what you think about this video in the comment section down below. I'll be right back at the end of this video. Watch this.
I am super sad, and let me tell you why. Today, someone I considered a very dear friend, someone I thought would be a lifelong friend, has decided that we cannot be friends because of my vote. To vote red, to vote conservative, to vote for Trump. She felt as though my vote was a vote against her and against women of color and not understanding the repression that they face. Here's the thing. I love this lady. I dearly love her. And I never thought that that would be her reaction. We've always had political conversations. We've talked about these things. We worked together for many years. And I thought that we were above it. I knew we had differences, but I thought we respected each other's differences, but apparently we don't. So I did not vote against you, my friend. I love you. I will continue to love you from afar, but I will not have a relationship with you after the words that you said to me today. But let me tell you this, I stand by my vote. I stand by my vote because it's a vote to protect souls that have yet to be born into this world, babies. I stand by my vote because it's a vote to protect children from being disfigured and demantled for the name of gender. I stand by my vote because it protects my children from boys and girls sports and hurt that they could get from that, the trauma they could get from that. I stand by my vote because it'll affect the economy. Everybody was living better under Trump. You know that, and I know that. So my friend, I'm so sorry to lose you as my friend, and I loved you very much. But I will not sacrifice my beliefs for one relationship. I love you no matter your color. I love you no matter how you voted. But I will not be talked to that way. I will not be berated, and I will not be accused of voting for evil because you don't agree for it. I stand for my vote.
We're all asking ourselves the same question. You know the question you've probably asked yourself today. Is it finally time to cut MAGA Republicans out of our lives? Coming into the holidays where so many of the people who are going to be doing the planning and the cooking and the cleaning just got thrown under the bus, we find ourselves where we're asking these people and all the other reasonable people, once again, to dig deep and find empathy for the people who just voted against all of our rights. We've done this before. We did this in 2016. We did it all through 2020. Now we find ourselves in the same position. Kim Scott coined the term ruinous empathy in a book called Radical Candor a few years ago. The theme of the book was that in order to actually help somebody, you have to care deeply and also challenge directly. We've cared deeply for the better part of 10 years. And I think in the process, we've trained these people to believe that we will tolerate anything. The basic social contract is simple. I'll take care of you if you take care of me. But these people, they wrongfully believe that gas prices and egg prices are somehow going to magically go down, and that even if they do, that outweighs the fact that they just voted against half the population. At what point do we stop just caring deeply and we start challenging directly? I think this point.
I'm going to speak to the white woman phenomenon of MAGA women being upset that people are setting boundaries with them around not wanting to be in relationship after the election. I'm going to make it make sense, okay? This is about requirements. If a woman doesn't learn to have requirements in her relationships, which most of us don't, Okay? Most of us learn to accept mediocrity or even worse from men. So when they are faced with who should be president, they do not have the requirements in place to go, well, what is the filter system? Okay, rapist? Well, that's not really a requirement. Sexual assault, bullying, racism, xenophobia, none of it is a requirement because they do not know how to create requirements with men. So they go ahead and they make excuses, they gaslight themselves, and they gaslight everyone around them in order to maintain the belief that they can have whatever it is they're wanting to get from it, right? Because the question is always, what are you getting from it? How does it benefit you? So there's something that benefits them. We can go into that. That's a whole nother conversation. And that is worth sacrificing what we see as values and all these things, but it's requirements. And they just simply don't know how to create requirements or know that they're worthy of having them. And so on the flip side of that, on the other side of the election, then people are actually telling them, well, I have requirements, okay? So I have a requirement that people care about my human rights. And if you don't care, then I don't choose to be in relationship with you. And this is mind-blowing, and this feels like another layer of victimhood for people who have not yet become empowered enough to create their own requirements for relationships in their life. And so really, it's like, we can be mad, listen, I get it, I get all the stitches, you can make people look dumb, but, or rather, and, this is a real problem that we have. That women don't know how to create requirements to the point where for white women, 52% of voting white women think it's literally okay to have all of the disqualifications that Donald Trump has, that we see as disqualifications. This is a huge problem. Imagine their life. Imagine what's going on and what values they're teaching their children. This is the problem. Rather, this is one of the problems. But let me know if this is relating and like if this is landing for you, because I just feel like we need to be having deeper conversations around what is really happening.
Something to ponder. And one reason why I have not rushed back into relationships with my MAGA friends or MAGA family. And it's this. I have 9 brothers and sisters. Of them, many of them are married interracially. We have both gay and every other affiliation or variation on themes. So it isn't the same, the republicanism of today. It's not the same. You hate who I love, and you love what I hate. Nah, no place to meet there. And, to be honest with you, you're better off with my silence than my action. Peace. Have a great day.
So my parents cut me off for supporting Donald Trump. My family disowned me. My cousins don't speak to me. I'm alone in this world, but you know what? It's cool. I'm still going to fight for what I believe in, and I'm still voting for Donald Trump on November 4th. And best believe I'm going to that NYC Trump rally on the 27th. And I'm going to fight for what I believe in. The Democrats love to brainwash black people into thinking that they're the best candidates for this country. But I ain't believing that shit. Make America great again. Trump, baby.
You are the type of person that cannot tolerate or accept somebody else's opinion, then don't talk about politics. Right now, I'm seeing people so sensitive. Why are we so sensitive? Why? So you have the right to get angry at me because I'm not agreeing with what you're saying. Now, I'm not saying which party, which president I'm going for. I'm talking about in general, everything that I'm seeing going on. Okay, and it's been happening around me too. People are getting offensive. Like offensive about everything. And sensitive and shit like that. Like really? Really? I literally just saw this influencer who actually posted if you voted for such and such, please do me a favor and unfollow me. So all your followers that did vote for that person that you didn't want them to vote for, you're pretty much saying fuck you, because they've supported you for so long in your career, in your influencing career, and you're doing this shit. Like, really? Like, I cannot process that. When I actually saw it, I'm like, is this person serious? And then I actually saw, and it's what really got me to come over here and say, are you guys serious? Like, you are willing to ruin a relationship that you've had for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years because of this whole election. They keep on going with their lives. But you and me, I'm just giving you an example, are pretty much done. So fuck our 40 years of relationship, 30, 15, 10, whatever. Fuck that. Just because our opinions didn't match. Much what I'm coming to say here is that we need to mature and we need some peace and love. Because let's be honest, these elections have been overwhelming. Overwhelming. But please, let's not forget that we are humans, that we need from each other. That if you are an influencer and these people are supporting you and you are writing shit like this, I am like in shock. Okay? Because you are where you are thanks to those people. I don't know. I just, am I wrong? Like, or is it just me? Like, do you think that isn't necessary to ruin a relationship, a friendship because of elections? So let's be mature. Let's respect other people's opinions that don't have to be the same as yours. Let's love each other. And to each their own with the whole election, party, president, whatever. To each their own. But remember the principle, which is why you guys have a relationship, a family relationship, a friendship. Love each other. Protect each other. Whatever happens, you guys are still together. Okay? And I feel like the more we unite, the better we're going to get as humans. Nothing good is going to come out of violence, out of argument, out of families destroying, out of friendships being broken. With that being said, some peace and love to you guys. Please, let's have some peace. Let's have some...
No, because if you are willing to cut off family, friends, anybody in your own personal life whose views don't perfectly align with yours, you're the problem right now. You're the problem right now, and I guarantee that kind of behavior will cause more of a divide in your own life than this election ever will. Okay? It's... your true colors are showing. I opened up Facebook this morning to so many posts saying, if you voted for this person, I don't care who you are, go ahead and unfriend me. I'm gonna let the trash take itself out. Okay, girl. I do not care who you voted for, but I do care how you're treating people who voted differently than you. And that's what it really boils down to. I have close friends in my life who I know voted differently than me. And I'm not unfriending anybody because of the way they voted. But I will be unfriending anybody who is like openly bashing and blocking their own grandma on the Facebook comments. Because that is telling me all I need to know about you as a person.
My brother and his fiance uninvited me from their wedding, and now I have the wonderful pleasure of uninviting them from holiday activities because they voted for Donald Trump. I just want to know what you guys think of the whole entire situation, and if I'm being petty, if I'm being unreasonable. Just to give you guys a heads up, my brother gets free healthcare, my brother goes to school for free, and I helped him apply for all of those government programs. In addition to that, I gave my brother a free BMW SUV. He drives a free car, I pay for his car insurance, and I pay for his cell phone bill. In addition to that, he lives at home and completely relies on the financial assistance of my mother. So this boy has the audacity to not only vote for Donald Trump, who is against women like myself and my mother, but then he has the audacity, after my mother was crying all day yesterday, he comes home celebrating his victory and rubbing it in my mom's face. Now, I understand we all have different opinions and political views, but you do not go to the home of a woman who financially supports you and rub it in her face. Go ahead, laugh about it with your friends, laugh about it with your unemployed fiance. It has now been over a month that I cut my brother off and I no longer answer his phone calls because the only reason he called me anyway was when he needed money. And I know that's really hard to do. And I know right now a lot of people are going to have some very uncomfortable Thanksgivings and Christmases. But at the end of the day, I really encourage you all to protect your peace. I'm not saying that you need to cut out every single person in your life that doesn't agree with you politically. But if after this election, someone is literally taunting you, laughing at your face, and disrespecting you, regardless of what political party they are a part of, that person doesn't need to be in your life.
I'm getting quite a few comments from people who are telling me they regret voting for Trump, they only voted for him as a joke, or they assumed Harris was going to win, so they didn't vote at all, and they're asking me what they can do now. The truth is, it's too late to change this outcome. This wasn't just a game, it was the decision that's going to shape the next 4 years and beyond of our lives. That's why it was so important to research and feel certain about your decision before you got to the polls. But that does not mean you're powerless. There is still stuff that we can do. You can show up and get involved. You can volunteer, engage in your community, and work to create the kind of world that you want to live in. And it is so important to be participating in local elections, primaries, and midterms. Keep in touch with your representatives to ensure that they're advocating for your interests. If you don't know who your representative is for your area, I highly recommend you take a minute to research that and find out today.
So you know how there are those people who are breaking up with their boyfriends because their boyfriends voted for Trump, and everybody's like, oh, well, it's just politics, people can have differing opinions. No. Yes, people can have different opinions, but not when it comes to human rights. Like, different opinions when it comes to, like, pizza toppings, or, like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor, or, like, what's your favorite color. Like, different opinions, yeah, that's completely valid. Like, you can't be racist or sexist or homophobic and just be like, oh, well, it's just my opinion. Like, no, it's not an opinion. It's just, you're just being a bigot. I just don't understand why this is so hard to conceptualize. Like, why can't people just not be racist? Like, why can't people just not be homophobic? Like, why can't people just not be sexist? Like, it's really not that hard. So the people who are breaking up with their partners because their partners voted for Trump, I think it's valid, because it's not just about different opinions. It's not just about politics anymore. It's about a lot more.
Okay, so this election has really got me thinking, and I want to share something personal with you guys. I've realized that so many of us don't know each other as well as we think we do, and that's a tough pill to swallow. You might have shared years of friendship, countless conversations, even family dinners, thinking you are on the same page with someone, only to find out during an election that your values, beliefs, and visions for the future are miles apart. But here's the big question I want to leave you. Is ending a relationship over an election really necessary? Is it worth losing a best friend, cutting ties with a family member, or even ending a marriage? I'm not saying these decisions are easy. I know for many, if you feel it feels like a matter of principle, even betrayal. But is there a way to handle these differences without letting them destroy the bonds we've built with our family members, our friends over the years? Now, let's talk about this deeper into what's happening and why these divides feel so personal. Former President Donald Trump's projected win is shaping up to bring some major changes, particularly to programs that millions of Americans rely on. For instance, Trump has publicly vowed to cut Social Security and Medicare, but experts are warning that his proposed policies, like a tax cut on Social Security payments, could unintentionally speed up the program. Financial depletion. Can you just imagine Social Security running out of funds in just 6 years? That's what some analysts are predicting under his agenda. And then there's Trump's economic approach, which is already making waves. US companies are flooding lobbyists, phone lines, trying to protect their businesses from his hardline tariff policies. And Trump made universal tariffs a core tenet of his campaign, proposing a 20% tax on all imports from every country, and especially the harsh 60% rate on goods coming from China. If implemented, these policies could could have ripple effects on businesses, jobs, and the prices of every day goods. So how do we move forward from here? How do we adapt to living under these potential policies, especially for those who feel uneasy or outright opposed to them? That's something I want to hear from you guys, okay? So if you think Trump's policies could work, explain how. If you think they're harmful, help me understand and why. Let's break this down together, because these policies affect all of us no matter where we stand politically. Yes. And that brings me back to the emotional toll of all this. I know politics can feel deeply personal when someone supports a candidate or a policy that feels directly harmful to you. It's hard not to see if it is as a betrayal. It's hard to take it personally when it impacts your life, your family or your future. I get that, but we have to ask ourselves, is losing the person we care about over these differences really the answer? I need you guys to help me with that one by responding in the comment section below. Let's move forward, okay? The truth is, the world is going through so much right now, between economic challenges, social unrest, and global uncertainty. We need each other, okay? We need each other more than ever. And yet we're allowing these political divides to tear us apart. Let's not forget that people at the top, the presidents, those, big people, the politicians, the ones making these decisions, they're not disowning their families or cutting off friends over these disagreements. They're moving on, okay? But that's it is as it is. They are moving on, continuing their lives, okay? But we're the ones left dealing with the heartbreaks and the losses. So here's what I'm asking. Let's have this conversation. Let's try to understand each other better. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Trump's proposal policies? How can we navigate these divides? And most importantly, how can we hold on to the relationships that matter most to us, and even when we don't see eye to eye? I'm open to learning from all of you, and I truly believe that together we can find ways to bridge these gaps, okay? As difficult as it might be, I know there's hope if we are willing to listen and talk. As usual, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this long video and for being part of this conversation. Please stay peaceful. But before you go, guys, I'm kindly asking you guys to get involved with this video. Please like, comment, share this video. As you can see, YouTube is not really pushing out my videos. I don't understand why. But if you guys, comment, share, just get involved in this conversation, talk, do whatever you can, okay, to help me push these videos out there. I can see there's a difference since I started asking you guys to do these favors for me. I appreciate it, and I don't take this for granted. As usual, stay peaceful. I'll see you in my next video.